Hi everyone, it's Esther here from Esther-Astro-Healing. Thank you so much for tuning to my channel. I wanted to make this video and explain to you about the energetical windows time happening right now between lunar eclipse and solar eclipse, because these 2 weeks, they're very important. It's almost like a mystical porter we have between lunar eclipse, which is what's happened last week, right? We have on a full moon, and the solar eclipse, it's coming December 4th. Now, one thing I want to mention right away, we need to remember in the middle of that, we're going to have a very important holiday, is the cosmic holiday. It has nothing to do with religious holiday. It's a holiday of Hanukkah, because the Hanukkah, it represents the highest understanding of the light of Creator in our dimension. If you remember the story of Hanukkah, how the oil was expended, was a small amount of oil, which is supposed to be only for a couple hours for one candle, and it was less more than 8 days. So the message, it's very Kabbalistic holiday, very mystical holiday. It's the message for us, how much we have within us. We're not using the sources was given. It's another way to look at it, right? I'm probably going to make another video about the holiday of Hanukkah, the Kabbalistic explanation. But for now, I want to take you through a couple portals and different combinations going to happen this week. This week, it's not simple week. I'm going to tell you right away. We're going to have conjunction, very, very strong conjunction of Sun and Ketu. And it's not ordinary conjunction. And especially it's going to conjunct in Scorpio. Now, before we're going to get there, I want us to see a couple of things prior, because this week, you remember every time when I make weekly videos, the week usually dedicate to 2 signs, depends on the moon. So this week I dedicate to definitely to Cancer, because the week mainly the energetical force today, it's still moon in Gemini, and we're gonna transfer, gonna go tomorrow, and it's already getting to Cancer. So the moon, it's gonna be in Cancer for a few days, and it's very mystical degrees it's gonna get very close to the stomach of Cancer, which is represents psychic ability. We're all going to feel, we start to see and feel beyond what we used to. Sometimes it can, so to say, freak you out. You'll say, no, 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 you're going to reject even things, how you feel and how you see. Don't do that. Connect to yourself and try to be truthful of yourself, because we entering to the times when no longer we can only follow group of people. We need to choose the group of people. We need to choose and to understand what I think, what I feel, how do I see the things, how do I understand what's really happening right now in the world, and not just to be, with a group of people and to listen to someone and try to adapt to the idea. This is the time of leaders, time of real warriors. Each of us, we think universe is big, universe is very small. What's happened here on the earth, what's happened, how we behave, how we're gonna come to this really important time. So to say, we've been so nourished by earth. It's like a baby sitting in mother womb, and it's so warm and nourishing, and food provided to you, and you really enjoying. And now we're in the middle of contraction, when the labor start. It's painful, and we need to work, and we need to really to push it through, to come out and to be prepared, to be more independent, to have more appreciation. This is what's really happening right now with humanity. We are in the middle of labor. We need to understand that. It's almost like we are walking on the ice, and we have to be careful how we choose where we walk, who we walk with, not to fall for the trap, because we need to remember we live in world of lies. It's called Ulam HaSheker. In Hebrew, the world of lie. The only truthful thing we can have is our soul, when we expand our desire to understand the light of Creator. Everything else, it's really secondary. So what we have, so tomorrow, we have moon still in Cancer. Now, look what's happening here with beautiful Jupiter. Jupiter really in the last degree. Tomorrow he already start to enter to Aquarius. We're going to start to feel that energy as well. Because remember, it's not just enough Jupiter will enter to Aquarius. If you follow me on my Facebook, I post article, a short article with the videos previously made for all 12 signs for rising and moon, and you're welcome to go to my Facebook and see the recommendation I did for all 12 signs. And definitely check, depends, I always explain, some of you should check moon and some of you should check rising. And it's not Western astrology, it's a sidereal system, direct sky system. So it's a different calculation. It's really, really what's happening in the sky. One thing I want to share with you guys, I recently learned from one of the writings of astrologer who used to be a main astrologer there during the Babylon time. It's really, really magnificent what he said. He recommends always to check chart. If, for example, you need to check the degrees of your moon and your rising. And if, for example, let's say your moon hold less degree than your sun, then you should check always your moon, because your moon can hold much more energy. And if your sun have less degree than your moon, then you should check you according to your sun with your rising as well. So for example, if you don't have your rising, you only jungle between sun and moon, check the degrees and you will decide what you under what energetical force you want to see your chart. If you know your rising, and if you're born, like I said, during the light time, it's sun, when sun's still in the rise. So you definitely, and as well, still check what is the degree. I still recommend, if, for example, your moon holds the less degree than your rising, go with your moon. When I was reading, getting this amazing information, I realized it's really, really important. It's important. Yes, it's in addition more for you guys to consider, but it's good for you. It's good for you to go extra mile and to learn a little bit more about your chart. And I always recommend to learn your chart, to get familiar with your chart, to memorize your chart. It's really important. It's very healing, because every time when you're going through something, you see other astrologer broadcast and everything, you need to know how it's directly can affect you or benefit for you and how you can use this information, okay? So there's so much going on the sky, guys. We have so right away, so we have still Saturn with Capricorn. He's definitely giving us tough lessons, but the good news, like I start telling you about Jupiter slowly already moving to Aquarius, and remember, it will take him to adapt in the energy in Aquarius back, because he's being, so to say, compressed and beaten in as well, in a say, in a way, in Capricorn. He's not really feel that great in Capricorn, as you know, and he represents children. And you can see what's happening with all the shots and everything they wanted to do for kids. And when Jupiter in Capricorn, it's not helping, believe me. Plus we have right now the nodes, one of the major nodes, Ketu in Scorpio, which is represent it's connected to poison. So all the combination, it's really tough. So we need to remember that what's happening right now in the sky. So I just want to move further. We're going to November 25th. So even start from November 24th, I want to tell you something really important. What one of the main things happened, right? Beside the Jupiter, it's major, but we're going to feel Jupiter more next week. This week, Jupiter still adapt. Let's understand what's really happening. On November 24, around 7 degrees, you will see, we're going to have a conjunction, really perfect conjunctions with the Sun and Ketu. Now, Sun and Ketu both represent fire. They all both represent fiery energy, Ketu and Sun. And when they in Scorpio, they become much more malefic. They become much more aggressive. So the people who, you need to check what you have in Scorpio. My other center point for this week, it's people for the next few weeks, It's the people who have a Scorpio, important planets in Scorpio. Because what's happened, because of the Ketu, we need to remember Ketu represents our past, our karmic lessons, what we already learned, what we already know, how we really came to this world, with what skills we came to this world, and how we need to this time to use the skills only for humanity. Okay, so the Ketu, I always look at the Ketu because Ketu is the tail of the dragon, right? It's the south node, and it's all about isolation and what you really accomplish. But at the same time, sometimes things not going our way, we really feel we have such a desire to go a certain way and things not happening. This has come from Ketu. Ketu many times dragging us down with our old traits of character, with our old desires, even this lifetime. So we need at least to remember that. We need to know how to control the Ketu desires, how he manipulate. Plus, look what's happened with what's happened with Mercury. So we have few things happening here. We have already on 24th, I'm going right now on 25th. Look what's happening here. We have Sun, we have Mercury, and we have Ketu. All of them really conjunct, and Mercury looks invisible. So we're going to feel this week a little bit with headache and less concentration. It's going to be hard to concentrate because the reactive system, every time when reactive system taken over, it's much harder to concentrate. Because why? Because our pulse, which is our pulse in our body, it's connected to Sfera Chokhmah from the Tree of Life reality. And every time when we're not working on our mission, if we don't know our purpose, our pulse never in balance. This is from the ancient books of Sefer Yezirah. And I'm still working on a video of Kabbalistic healing, and I will explain more in depth, but just I'm giving you just a little bit, so to say, like a tips from my upcoming video. Now, guys, I wanted to understand something, because those major fiery combinations right now in the sign of Scorpio, the 7th degree, actually, it's considered one of the sacred degree in constellation of Scorpio. And it's between 8 and 9 degrees, which is 8 and 9 degrees, by the way. It's connect to Saduceus. Saduceus is the star which is connected to healers. And in the middle, between 8 and 9, we have a 7, which is connected to Wolf Lupus, which is, it's not positive, but at the same time, it's the sacred degree where the secret of high spirituality hiding. It's absolutely unbelievable. You understand? So why it says in the Talmud, then final redemptions gonna come from Scorpio as well. The Mashiach will come from Scorpio, when Scorpio will know how to transform his malefic deep reality and to understand everything come not from underworld, everything come from light. This is when the collective consciousness can come to the final redemption. It's unbelievable, you understand? So the same thing, like we have an instinct of Scorpio, it can bite and kill, but in the instinct of Scorpio, there's a healing medicine inside. Same thing with veil of snake. So what I'm telling you right now is just for you to understand the same energy going to come to you right now, instead to diminish yourself and to feel a little bit down, depressed, or to be too reactive to things. Take this energy and see how you can put this in right place. I really recommend to exercise, especially if you have important planets in a fire sign. It's really important to exercise, to go outside, exercise outside as more as you can with the fresh air, because it's really, really important for us to have fresh air. This is the, energy of the air sign and the airborne disease. What's happening right now, it's coming from Lashon Hara, from evil speech, the way how we with each other as well. I know it's for some of you who's not really in spirituality for too long, it's probably going to sound a little bit strange, but if you go into the deeper understanding of things, the seed level of things, why they happen, do not just appear and arrive last moment. It's coming from much deeper place. It's accumulation of our spirituality, the way how we speak to each other, how we speak about each other. If we knew how less we need to speak, if we knew what's happened every time when we speak about someone, even when it's truth, but sometimes we speaking about someone just to for a variety of reasons. If we knew what's happened with each word, what coming from our mouth, we will be so quiet, I promise you. So it's really important to learn how to control what comes from our mouth, to understand our thoughts, to understand many of our thoughts coming to us from bombarding us from so many, from other people's realities, especially if you watch too much TV, too much news, it's affecting. We are very vulnerable. We are strong only when we know how to control this energy. As soon we're letting other energy to come inside and information and do whatever they want with that, this is already not a good thing. So I'm going to again come back to what's happening in the sky. This is combination. It's not easy combination. I'm telling you right now. And guys, if you've been following my channel, I'm not someone who's going to just bring bad news. It's not bad news, no such a thing. If the combination and creator decide, and we need this right now combination in the sky, which is affecting us here. So it's the part of our tikkun, part of our correction. This is what really humanity needs right now. Moon still in Cancer, while here we have a fiery thing going. So this is kind of click. I want to mention Leo's, guys, especially Leo rising or moon. The moon right now already on November 26th, going to be in 1 degree in Leo's. You Leo is going to feel a little bit, not depressed. I don't like word depressed. You're going to feel a little bit down this week because the sun will have, so to say, conflicts here with Ketu, and Mercury as well, going to make us a little bit slow with our thoughts, even though our mouth in our reactive system will be very quick. You understand? So this is contradiction. So Leos, you're going to feel a little bit less energy. So just be aware of that. Exercise. I can't express enough, how it's important to exercise, especially when we have such a fiery combination. We need to give some energy somewhere, right? Mars, it's still with Libra. And what Mars is doing right now, because Mars is preparing as well to change the houses. And before he will change the houses, he's right now on the edge of, he's combusted as well, Mars, by the way. Okay, so just for you to know. So it's kind of very tricky energy with Mars too. Now, one thing I want to mention before we'll let you go, guys, November 27, Moon is going to be in a very special star called Zosma. This is the star of astrologers and deep thinkers. So this is amazing time this week to study astrology, study spirituality, study deep esoteric knowledge. There's a literally moon gonna channel right now, because moon right now, not herself. Moon right now between lunar and solar eclipse, she's very vulnerable right now. Moon more open for us to connect, but at the same time more open for us to overfeel our emotions. So we need to know that. Okay, so let's move over here. I'm going to show you something about the Jupiter. So you're going to start to feel really Jupiter on, let's see, there you go, on November, sorry, my apology, I went wrong directions. I'm going to show you something about the Jupiter. We have 24. Oh, there you go. November 25th, Jupiter already going to get 1 degree in Aquarius, which is excellent. So it's already getting there. And then we're going to have November 26th. It's going to be on the 3rd degree of Aquarius. And then Sun, then 5th degree on November 27th. I will show you why I will tell you why I want to show you this movement. And then it's going to be until 29, it's going to be in the 8 degree, 10 degree. That's it. So this is going to be, I'm going to show you when Jupiter will be very, it's going to be very strong. Okay. Okay. Let's see over here. Okay. So basically already closer to November 29 and December 1st, we're going to really feel Jupiter energy. So if you guys do not do any new adventure right now before the solar eclipse, but start really to activate this energy, start to work with Jupiter, because Jupiter wants us to know that he's there, he's back to his own home, and he's here really to support and give us a lot of energy. Okay, so this is going to be really, really good days for us, especially before solar eclipse. I will make a separate video about solar eclipse. Right now, for this particular week, I wanted you guys just to be aware about this really not easy combination about the Ketu and Sun, and then we have a Mercury there. So they're going to have, they're going through their, so to say, it's conflicted energy. It's a very strong conflicted energy, especially it's in the and it's in Antares, by the way. It's the star. Many astrologers call this star of war, but it's actually star of generals and leaders. It's not necessarily represent war, because if you see what ancient says about Antares, it's a huge royal star, and it's really can activate for us a peaceful warrior, light warrior, right? So it's really important. So you're all going to feel this energy this week. Okay, I wish you many, many blessings. Stay calm, stay balanced. It's really, really important for the humanity and for yourself. All the best. Bye-bye.